If you're anything like me, there is nothing quite like a delicious, moist, homemade cookie. But knowing how much sugar can be in them is just a little harder to swallow, especially when I'm handing them to my kids. But today I want to share with you a recipe that we've come up with that is the best of both worlds. It's moist, it's delicious, it's chocolatey, and it's good for you. So this recipe is grain-free, it can be made without refined sugar, and it's basically just a little ball of moist chocolatey protein. They're so easy to throw together, which I love, and if you'd like to learn how to make these cookies, you can join me in my kitchen to learn how. To make these cookies, you need 3 15-ounce cans of chickpeas or garbanzo beans, drained and rinsed. You can also use black beans if that's what you have. 1 cup of your favorite nut or seed butter, 3/4 of a cup of pure maple syrup or honey, or a combination of the two, 3/4 of a cup of cocoa powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla, and 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. You can use regular chocolate chips or get ones made with stevia if you're trying to avoid refined sugar. Additionally, we've made these by adding in a cup of red raspberries and blending those in as well for a really yummy chocolate raspberry cookie. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. These are so simple to throw together. You just throw all the ingredients except the chocolate chips into a food processor and blend until it's completely pureed. You may have to open the lid and scrape down the sides a couple of times just to make sure that everything is blended in well. Once it's all pureed, scrape your cookie dough into a bowl and gently mix in the chocolate chips. You can add other things as well, like berries or nuts. The options are pretty much endless. Once they're all mixed together, scoop them out by heaping tablespoonfuls onto parchment-lined cookie sheets. You don't have to worry too much about them being too close together as they don't grow very much, but I still like to keep them about 1 inch apart. Bake them at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. When you pull them out, they should look kind of dry and crinkly on top, which means they're done. Once they've cooled a little bit, simply place them on a cooling rack and allow them to cool all the way. Now, another variation on this, if you don't like chocolate, is that you can make them as pumpkin spice cookies instead. To make the pumpkin version, you need all of the same ingredients except for a few differences. You want to take out the cocoa powder and instead replace it with 1 cup of almond or oat flour. Plus you need the additions of 1 cup of pureed pumpkin, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon each of ground cloves and ground ginger. Puree and bake them exactly the same way as the chocolate ones. You can also change up the chocolate chips on these, changing them into nuts or even white chocolate chips. Now you have the same amazing moist protein cookie that's good for you with a pumpkin spice variation. I love how delicious and moist these cookies are, and yet they're still good for you. So here they are all finished. These cookies are so good that you may want to grab a few for yourself before you tell the kids they're out of the oven. Thank you. Thank you. At least they're healthy. Thanks for watching.